Okay, so so we will be continuing that reinforcement learning. Okay, so reinforcement learning is defined as one of the kind of a machine learning method where there will be some software agents or somebody behaves based on the environment. Based on the given environment, it will perform particular task. Based on that, we will be either rewarding or we will be not rewarding, or we will give some punishment. Either of this will happen. See, if the person is behaving the based on our requirement, this is what the behavior I want from the agent, then I will be rewarding to that agent. If the person, if the agent's output is not required based on our requirement, then we will be giving some punishment to that person, agent. So that model can be reinforcement learning model can be explained with the help of this diagram, where there is a given environment. In that environment, there is an agent, software agent is performing a particular task, that is maybe from one given input, given state, from the present state, it have to perform the next action, based on the environment. So you will be getting a reward or a punishment. It can be positive reward or negative reward. So negative reward is called as a punishment. So positive reward is called as a encouragement. So based on this, this agent will learn the system. Based on this, the agent will learn the system. So let us, before going to these two slides, let us see one example. Let us see one example. I want to bring this example to you. This example where how the actual learning is taking place. In this example, you can see, or consider this example: a person purchased a bought a cat to his house. Okay, you have a cat in your house, and I want to train that cat. Okay, I want to train that cat. For example, if I am telling the cat to walk, when we are doing first time, cat will not do. You have to give some actions and you should tell walk, because the cat will not understand the language English. So we are maybe English or any other language, we are telling either it may be a cat or it may be a dog or any pet. I want to train that pet. So what I will do, I will tell the cat you walk. If the cat is behaving accordingly, I will reward by giving a fish, small fish I will throw on the cat, so cat can eat that fish. So next time again I will tell walk. So if it walks again, I am giving a small fish to eat. So what cat will do is that, okay, whenever I am doing walking, so I will be getting, whenever the person or owner is telling a walk command, so if I am walking, I will get a reward as a fish. Or if the cat is not walking, we can just small stick, we can just beat the small, that means we are training the cat. So similarly, I am telling the cat to jump from bottom to jump on the table. So when it jumps, I will give a reward as a fish. So so the cat, we are training the cat based on some rewards and punishments. So according to the reinforcement learning example, if we are correlating this given example with that reinforcement learning, what you can see is that cat is an agent and the environment is in home. This is happening inside the home. Okay, the state is from sitting state, it is going to walking. Sitting state, it is going to walking. So the state is changing from one state to another state. So that is sitting to walking. So here reward is a yes a dry fish which we are giving to cat to eat. So here environment is a house, cat is an agent, and the state is from one situation to other situation. Maybe it can be from sitting to walking, or sitting to running, or it can be jumping or anything. So reward can be either fish or a punishment can be just beating. So this example, this gives a how a reinforcement learning really works inside. It's a layman example. You can see. So let us see. I will describe this example. What in terms of words you can see in this slide. Let us see. Consider the scenario teaching a tricks to a cat. Yes, the cat does not understand English or any other human language. We cannot tell to the cat directly what to do. Instead, we follow different strategy. Okay, we emulate a situation and the cat tries to respond in many different ways. If the cat responds the desired way which we want, we will give her fish. We will give a fish. Now, whenever the cat is exposed to same situation, we are trying to give the same situation to the cat. That cat execute the similar action with even more enthusiastically in expectation of getting a new reward. That means we train the cat and we are bringing the cat to some other same situation, and we are trying to expecting that situation. See, for example, we trained and then suddenly we are telling walk. So if it, what the cat will do? It will do more enthusiastically because it is expecting a reward from me. That means a new reward, maybe any kind of food or something like that. So this is like a learning that cat gets from what to do for a positive experience. So this is called as positive experience. So cat will try, we are trying to train the cat with a positive experience. That means whenever we are rewarding, that is a positive one. We are trying to give a positive signal to the cat. Yes, this is what I am expecting from you. At the same time, the cat also learns what it should not do in that situation. That is negative experience. So when I am telling cat to walk, it should not jump. So this cat is understanding or experiencing positive experience as well as negative experience. So the same way reinforcement learning also we are doing. We are trying to simulate them some environment and we are trying to give some reward to the software agent whenever it is performing a desired output. At least please tell me whether you are understanding this example. Please let me know.
Yes, sir.
What is positive experience? What is negative experience? What is the environment? What is an agent? What is a state?
For doing some work, when get rewarded, its
Yes.
experience will be positive experience.
Yes.
When we get some threat,
Some
experience
punishment,
and negative
negative
punishment, it will get some negative experience.
Okay, correct. That's what in reinforcement learning also. That's what we will be trying to do. Good. Thank you for your response. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So we are simulating this. We are continuing the same example relating to our problem. See here that I already told the cat is an agent that is exposed to the environment. That is a home environment which is living in the home. In this case, it's your house. An example of state could be a cat sitting and a specific word for, see, we have to give a proper word for changing from one state to another state. Maybe you cannot change. See, if I am telling the cat to walk, I should tell the same words or similar words. I should not change. So if you are changing, it will get confused. So our agent reacts by performing an action, transition from one state to another state, which is sitting to walking. For example, your cat goes from sitting to walking. The reaction of the agent in this action and the policy is a method of selecting an action given a state in expectation of a better outcome. After transition, they may get rewarded or penalty in return. So the previous point, the reaction of an agent in an action and a policy is a method of selecting an action. Policy is a method of selecting an action given a state in expectation of better outcomes. So finally, what we will be doing after the transition from one state to another state, it will be either rewarded or a penalty. the same thing we are replicating in a software with a software agent, so that the software agent will learn by itself adaptively based on the given environment. So there are different models are there. Okay. So there are different ways we can do in this. There are mainly three different ways or three different algorithms used for implementing this, whatever I explained before, reinforcement learning. So in this reinforcement learning, there are three different algorithms are used for understanding the situation. One is value based. In a value based reinforcement learning method, you should try to maximize a value function Vs. There is a function called Vs, that is a value function. We will try to maximize this value function. In this method, the agent is expecting a long-term return of the current state under policy and in this under that situation. So in value based learning method, learning algorithm, there is a value function. Our aim is, our objective is to maximize the value function. Our aim is to maximize the value function. There are different ways that whatever we have seen the previous example, there are different ways we can simulate this algorithm, or we can try to implement the algorithm. The first way is value based method. So value based method, there is a value function. Our aim is, our objective is to maximize the value function from the, so it will give a long term return. So another reinforcement learning algorithm is policy based. In a policy based reinforcement learning method, you try to come up with such a policy. There is a policy will be there. The actions or outcomes is performed based on the policy. Every states that it will try to relate the policy, or you can say the policy can be, we can say in other terms, rules. Based on certain rules, predefined rules or predefined policies, it will try to bring the actions. It will try to perform the actions. So one is value based reinforcement learning algorithm. There is a value function. We will try to maximize the value function. Another one is policy based reinforcement learning algorithm. There is a defined policy will be there for given situation, and the actions will be based on that policy. Actions will be based on that policy for each state. The third method is called as model. Okay, sorry, before that, let me make two more points. In policy based, there are two types of methods are there in policy based. One is deterministic, another one is stochastic. In deterministics, for any state, see, policy, the thing is that we are going from one state to another state. In the policy based, we will be using certain policy. So there are two types. One is deterministic, another one is stochastic. For deterministics, for any state, the same action is produced by the policy. But in the stochastic way, see, for example, in deterministic means the policy or the rule is previously determined or previously written rule is there. We will simply follow that rule to go from one state to another state. In case of deterministic policy based reinforcement learning algorithm. In case of deterministic policy based reinforcement learning algorithm, for going from one state to another state, we will be using a determined policy for taking a decision or taking an action. In stochastic way, what we will be trying to do is that we will use certain probability function to decide which action to take, which action to be taken based on the environment. There is certain probability. We will apply some probability function. Based on the probability function output, we will be deciding next state. What I should perform from the present state to next state. It will be decided by a probability function. That probability function will decide which state to go, which actions to perform next. So there are two things policy based. One is deterministic, another one is stochastic. In deterministic, the defined rule or defined policy will be there to take a decision. In case of stochastic way, there is a probability function. That output of the probability function will be used to determine the next action. Okay, so next is the last one is model based. One is value based, policy based, and model. The last one is model based. In model based, what we are trying to do is that, see, in some situations are very easy. I told an example like cat and training a cat. It can be done. It can be simulated. It can be really, we can execute that training process. But some application like launching a missile. So I cannot execute and check whether I cannot for launching a missile or firing a weapon. I cannot do real time. So what we will do, we will be performing a model. That means we are making a virtual environment. In that environment, we will put an agent to perform a particular task. Okay, we will be simulating the task in that environment, and we will be tuning that agent, giving a reward or a punishment, whatever it may be. So what I am trying to tell is that in the previous example which I have taken, cat and giving a reward as a fish, we are really doing we are really training the cat by telling some words, either walk or sit or jump, whatever it may be, and we are rewarding with the help of giving a fish. But in certain situation, it is not possible. We cannot do real time until we do simulations. So what we will do is that in model based, we will make a virtual environment. In that virtual environment, we will train an agent. We will tell, so this is your situation, what you will do now. So the agent will perform the task. That is, see, performing a task in reinforcement learning is nothing but going from one state to another state. That is what performing a task. Performing an action is nothing but going from one state to next state. So this is what we will call as performing an action or a state. So we will tell, this is your this situation, how you will behave now. So based on that, we will reward or we will punish. So after this model is tuned, after this model is trained, once we satisfy this model, we will apply this model to real time. Either maybe launching a vessel, launching a rocket, missile, or what do you call that, firing a weapon, or whatever it may be. So which cannot be done in real time before doing simulation. Okay. So we'll come back to this second slide, because here some terminologies we should know in this reinforcement learning. We are some of the terms I have told before. So we'll check once again. Agent. The first term is agent. It is as 1 minute. Can you able to see my slides, right? Whenever I am changing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Okay. So agent, the several terminologies I have told when I started this reinforcement learning class. So we will see one by one terminologies with their proper definitions. Agent. It is assumed an entity which perform an action in an environment to gain some reward. So here in our example, the agent was cat. Cat was our agent. Agent is assumed is an entity. The same terminologies we will be using in software also. So agent is assumed is an entity which perform an action in an environment to gain some reward. So environment is anything, the present situation or a scenario that agent will be in that scenario, in that situation, to perform particular task. Task is nothing but going from one state to another state. So what is the purpose of doing that one? To gain some reward. The ultimate goal for agent is to maximize his reward. So by maximizing his reward, whatever we want, whatever the machine learning methods want, so we will be getting maximum reward. If an agent gains, then we will be getting maximum proper output. So yeah, reward. So next term is reward. Reward are an immediate return given to an agent when he or she perform a particular action or a task. That means going from one state to another state. If he performs, immediately we will be giving some reward to that agent. State refers to a current situation written by an environment. That means state refers to current situation. See, environment give the situation. Based on the situation, agent perform the new one task, and that is from going from one state to another state. So we have seen something called as policy, value, function, all those things. Let us see those terminologies definition. Policy. It is a strategy which applies by an agent to decide next action based on current state. So the agent's task is, I am in this present state, what state, next state I should go. So to take this decision, there are several methods are there. One is policy based, another one is value based. So in a policy based, what we will do based on define some policies which helps the agent moving from current state to next state. So value function. So value, it is next term is value. Yeah, it is expected a long term return with discount as compared to short term reward. That is a value at the long after doing several experiments. What the final outcome? Maybe some experiments it may be rewarded, some experiments it may be punished. So at the end of several state change, what is final outcome? A long term, what was this value, means its output. That's what we are checking. Next is value function. It specifies the value of the state, that is total amount of reward which is received. It's an agent which could be expected beginning state to from the beginning state to the end state. Okay. So model of the environment. So this I already have told you. Model of the environment is nothing but a virtual environment which we are trying to mimic the environment so that the agent will perform particular task. So model of the environment, this mimics the behavior of the environment. It helps to you to inference or think about that environment and determine what I will do. If this situation given to me, what will be my response. And model based methods. It is a method for solving a reinforcement learning problems which use model based methods. Okay, let's the Q value and action value we will see in the coming slides. Hope these terminologies you understood. Let us move to further slides. If anybody have doubts, please you can ask me. Any doubts, please? Please tell me if you have doubts, and I will try to share the slides. Whatever slides I am showing to you, I will try to share these slides to you. Okay. I will try to give to Abhijit that mail ID, whatever mail ID, group mail ID is given. So in the first class, I have taken some slides where supervised learning, unsupervised learning, some examples for supervised learning, example for some unsupervised learning, and we have taken what is reinforcement learning and some examples. All these slides I will try to share. Okay. So let us go to the next slide. Hope okay. This is the last slide which he has seen, model based method. Next one is reinforcement learning algorithm, model based. Okay. Characteristics of reinforcement learning. So these are all some 4-5 characteristics of reinforcement learning. That is, there is no supervisor. Only either it may be a reward. There is a signal will come. Each state movement you will get the signal whether rewarded or punished. That much only it will be there. So in cumulatively we will see what is the maximum reward which we gain. So that means it performed well. Otherwise we have to do again repeat the experiment to train our agent to perform a task, particular task, to get the maximum output. And the decisions will be sequential because moving from one state to another state. So each state we are making a decision. That means either to reward or not reward or a punish. So that is what called as sequential decision making. So here the third point, here the time plays a crucial role in reinforcement problems, because see in that particular time how you are behaving. So it's very important. So you cannot expect feedback is maybe at the end we can see what really it happened. Really the agent performance is better or not. Feedback can be given in the last. Maybe the reward and punishment will be given instantaneously, but the complete feedback, how it completely performed, we will be giving at the end of that. So we are not giving the feedback instantaneously. So agent's actions determine the subsequent data it receives. So see, if agent is moving from one place to other place, so next information, next input data agent will receive. How it have to behave next. So these are all 5 characteristics of reinforcement learning. One is there is no supervisor, only either you will be getting a signal whether it is rewarded or not rewarded, and the decisions will be based on sequential from one state to another state movement. You will be getting a reward signal or not. So that is decision making, each state sequential decision making, and time is very important here in reinforcement problems because your output will be instantaneous. It should be instantaneous, and the feedback will be giving the end of that your execution or a problem completed, and the actions determine the subsequent data we will be receiving from that. Okay, there are two ways we can do two types we can do reinforcement learning. One is it is defined, one is positive way, another one is negative way. So we will see what is first the positive way. Positive, it is defined as an event that occurs because of specific behavior. It increases the, see, whenever the cat is performing what do you call that, I can train in a positive way or a negative way. So positive way training is that every time based on the specific behavior I am giving a reward, maybe a fish or whatever, so food. So it will increase the frequency of the behavior. See, it will try to do that only because it is getting a fish, it's getting a food which is required. So it increases the strength and the frequency of the behavior and impact the positive of the action by the agent. See, it will always try to do that only. Whenever you see, for example, whenever I am telling walk, it will try to walk. Even though whenever I tell something, it will try to walk only because it thinks that if I do that, I will get food. So there are some advantages are there. There are some disadvantages are there in positive based reinforcement learning. So this type of reinforcement learning helps to maximize the performance and sustain the change from more extended period. However, too much reinforcement, see that last point, too much reinforcement may lead to over optimized of state, which can affect the result. So this is also another problem of positive reinforcement learning. It is always things that I have to do, so like a running race, so I should always start the run, so something like that. So this is on disadvantage, but positive way is that we are always giving reward. Based on that reward, it is getting energized and it will perform the task. And negative, another way of reinforcement learning is negative reinforcement learning. That is, negative reinforcement learning is defined as a strengthening of behavior that occurs because of negative conditions, which should have been stopped or avoided. That means a cat should not, whenever I am telling walk, cat should not completely in the sitting position. So it should avoid that. It should. So by doing some punishment, we are trying to tell that negative condition. They are imposing the negative condition. It helps to define minimum standoff performance. However, see, the thing is that it should minimize that negative reinforcement learning. So negative way, the reinforcement learning value should be, the output will be as minimum as possible in negative reinforcement learning models. So when I am trying to tell, what I am trying to tell always, you should not do this, you should not do this, you should not do this. In negative way, I am training. So when I am training in negative way, that outcome should be, that performance should be as minimum as possible when I am executing in real time. Okay, the drawback of this model is that it provides enough meet of the minimum. See, I have to make all such kind of situations which it should not perform. So that is that simulating that all such situations are very difficult. This is really difficult because I have to tell all kind of situations where it should not perform that activity. And positive way, I will be defining all such of possible situations where it should behave like that. So that is positive way learning, reinforcement learning. Another one is negative way reinforcement learning. In positive way reinforcement learning, I will try to maximize the number of frequencies. In the negative way reinforcement learning, I will try to minimize the output number of frequencies. Okay. Next, learning model of reinforcement. There are two important learning models in the reinforcement learning. One is Markov decision process, another one is Q learning. Okay, First we will see Q learning before going to Markov decision process, because that will be little easier to understand before coming to the Markov decision process. Okay, let us take one example. I will brief this example. Please tell me you are able to see the slides. It's virtual platform, so I have to confirm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are seeing Q learning slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, good. Okay, so this is another example, a real-time example which we can try to understand the Q learning. Okay, see, let us consider this is your house. Okay, so you have a house which is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms. 0 is one room, 4 is another room, number 1 is another room, number 3 is another room, number 2 is another room. So there are 5 rooms in your house. Each room is numbered from 0 to 4. You consider, you try to understand this slide, and the outside building means the entry for your house is via room number 4. From room number 4 you can come inside your home, and room number 5 also you can come inside your home. Maybe room number 5 can, not room number 5, that is the mark 5 is indicates that outside area. It may be your garden. Let us consider your garden. 5 is your garden, 0 to 4 is different rooms which is there in your house. The outside building can be garden, that is numbered as 5. Okay, the doors number 1 and number 4 leads to buildings from room 5. Means room 5 means that is nothing but, see here, our aim is to go out of this house. Consider you are inside the house, you have to go out of this house, that is you have to go to garden. So our aim is to make the agent to go to garden. Consider I have a robot or whatever it may be. I am keeping the robot inside my house and I am asking to go to the robot in the garden. I am asking the robot go to the garden. Let us see how to solve this problem using Q learning. Okay, so what we will try to do is that, hope you understood the problem. See, we have a problem. There are five rooms in your house. In that house, one robot is placed in the room number 2, and we want to go out of the room which is garden, which is number 5. From state 2, I have to go to state 5, which is represented, hope you can see in circle form, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 to 5 marked. So consider we are starting from room number, the graph vertex 2. The goal is to go 5, which is garden. Okay, okay, let us see the Q learning example further. You need to associate a reward value for each door. That means what? Whatever action it is doing, whatever room, from one room to another room, if that robot goes, I have to give some reward. Yes or no? It's like whatever action, that is action. No? It's there in the room 2. I have to go to garden. So from each door it is coming out, I have to give a reward. So, and each because whenever it's coming out of the door, I have to give a reward, so that, or when it's entering inside the door, I have to give a reward. So doors which lead directly to the goal have rewarded 100. That means what I am trying to tell, doors which leads directly to number 5, which gives the reward 100. That means if I am in room number 1, you please understand, if I am in room number 1, I can go directly to number 5. That means I can go to the garden. If this door, when the robot crosses this door, it will get 100 reward. And another way also, I can go to garden via room number 4. You come out and you can go to garden by walking outside. So room number 1 and room number 4 is the routes to go to goal or a garden, which will get the reward 100 points. Remaining all the door entries or exits, it will give 0 reward. Door which is not directly connected to the target room gives 0 reward. That means the doors which are not directly connected to garden, which gives reward 0, and the doors directly connected to garden gives reward 100, which are not connected will give reward 0. Yes, the door, as doors two ways, two arrows are associated. Let us see. Let us see the next figure. Hope you will understand. Let us see the next figure. You can see this figure. See, from room number 2, you can go to room number 3. You cannot go any other room. From room number 2, you can only go to room number 3. So, and you can, from room number 3, you can come inside the room number 2. The arrow which goes from 2 to 3 is you are going from room number 2 to room number 3. The arrow which is coming from 3 to 2, that is nothing but you are coming from room number 3 to room number 2. So whatever action you perform, you will get the reward 0. And from room number 2, if you want, you can please check this diagram once. You can, or if you want, you can draw this diagram so that you can understand. I will give you 2 minutes time. Please, all of you draw this room diagram so that it will be easy for you to understand. Please draw it, because when I go next line, this slide you will not be having. Please draw it. Please take 2 minutes time and please draw. Completed? All of you drawn? Can anyone respond, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. So, because this diagram, the next slide you can correlate. That's why I am telling. So the two circled with 2 indicate that room number 2. Each room is indicated with the number with the circle. So we have a from room number 2 you can go to room number 3. From room number 3 you can go to room number 1 as well as room number 4. And room number 4 you can go to room number 5 means which is nothing but a garden. And from room number 1 also you can go to garden. See here, other than the doors which are leading to garden is 0. Other than the doors which are leading to the garden is 0. The doors which is going towards the garden is 100 points, 100 reward points. Okay. So the starting point, our aim is to, I want to travel from room number 2 to garden. The aim is we have to go to garden. So this, you are keeping a robot on the room number 2 and we are trying to go to garden. The robot had to go to garden. So let us see what are the possible movements of the agent. The agent movement from one room to another room represents an action, that is a state, changing from one state to another state. You will be rewarded either 0 or 100. Okay. So in the given image, a state is described as a node, while arrow shows the action. State is described as a node and arrow is described as an action. Either it can go from that state to another state, or from that state to this state it can come. So from room, okay, you see that in blue text which we have shown, the initial state is equal to state 2. That means robot in the state 2, that is room 2. From room 2, I want to go to room 5. So you can, from room 2, the first thing you can go to room 3. that door will go to room 3. So you will be rewarded for that. From room 3, there is a possibility that you can go to state 2, state 1, state 4. That means from room 3, you can go to room 1, room 2, and room 4. Room 1, room 2, room 4, you can go from state 3. So whatever any three of this movement will give the reward as 0 only. 0 only. So consider I am going to room 4. That means from room 3 I am going to room 4. So you will get 0 reward. From room 4 you can go to room 0, room 3 and garden, room 5. So consider from room 4 I am going to room 1. Room 4 I can go to what do you call that? Man लीजिए I can go to room 5 directly to get the 100 points. Similarly, if from room 3 I am going to, rather than going to room 4, if I am going to room 1, what will happen? You can go either from room 1, you can go either room 5 or room 3. That is what called as state 5, 3. So in room via room 1, I am going to room 5. So state 0, I can see these are all possible states. These are all possible state which a robot can move from one room to another room. So what is the aim is that the robot should take a decision less number of movement with maximum reward. So that is what our aim. So it can go from room 2, it can go to room 3. From room 3 it can go to room 1 and it can go to room 5. That's it. So how many number of movements? 1, 2, 3 movements. The reward is 100. Similarly, from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5 also same value, 100 points you will be getting. So each state you will be getting rewarded. That is, for example, if you from room 2 you are going room 3, room 1, room 5 means you will be rewarded. Room 2 to room 3 will be rewarded 0. Room 3 to room 1 rewarded to 0, and room 1 to room 5 will be rewarded 100. Clear? Okay. Is it clear, everybody? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good.
Sir.
So I will be explaining the what do you call that Markov algorithm with a different example. So this Q-learning example in this class we will complete, and we will be seeing that what is the difference between reinforcement learning and supervised learning, and we will see the applications. Then we will stop here. Then again I will take this Markov decision process in the next class. Is it okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we have seen Q learning before to this slide. So we will see in this slide what is the difference between reinforcement learning and supervised learning. Okay. So there are some with the help of some parameter we are differentiating with reinforcement learning along with the supervised learning. So decision. First parameter is decision tail. Decision. In what way we will be taking decision? In reinforcement learning helps you to take your decision subsequently, means step by step. In supervised learning, in this method, a decision is made on the input given at the state of beginning. Okay, means in supervised learning, we know in last class we have seen there are labeled data will be there. Based on the labeled data, we will be training this model. After training this model, we will be testing with the help of given test data that we have seen. So that means the decision is made on the input given at the beginning, means what label we have given in the beginning. But in case of reinforcement learning, this learning will take based on subsequent decisions. Each state, when you are going from one state to another state, by rewarding, these decisions will be taken. This reinforcement learning works on interacting with the environment. So you know what is your given environment. Based on interacting, this agent will interact with the environment and it will take the decision. But in case of supervised learning, it works on based on the examples are sampled data or labeled data. So supervised learning works on examples given based on labeled data or sampled data. So based on that it will work. What is the dependency? What is the dependency on the decision? In reinforcement learning, decision is dependent. Therefore, you should give a label to all the dependent decisions. In supervised learning, decisions are independent of each other. So labels are given every decisions. Labels are given in the every decisions. In the reinforcement learning, the labels are dependent decisions, but in the supervised learning, the labels are given in the each decision. So reinforcement learning is suited for what? What kind of the applications reinforcement learning best suited? So it is supported to work better in AI, artificial intelligence, where human interaction is prevalent. Where the too much human interactions are there, in that kind of situations, reinforcement learning is best suited, best applicable. In the supervised learning, it is mostly operated with an interactive software system or an application. So the example you can see where the reinforcement learning is mostly used. If you see an example, when we are playing a chess game, if I want to chess game, there is a human machine interaction is too much. In those situations, we can use reinforcement learning. For example, if I want to given a picture or a video, you want to find how many number of car present in that image. So those kind of object recognitions, this supervised learning is best suited. So wherever human machine interaction or human robot interaction or human interaction is too much with the system, then we will be going for reinforcement learning. Wherever less amount of human interaction, then we can go for supervised learning algorithms. So supervised learning algorithms are labeled data. We will be giving input as labeled data. In unsupervised learning algorithms, we will not be giving labeled data. Okay. So what are the applications of reinforcement learning? So the applications of reinforcement learning are, it is best applicable to the industrial automation, business planning, machine learning, and data processing. Wherever see, that's what I told. See the last point, you see the very crucial one, aircraft control and robot motion control. So in these kind of situation, what kind of model will be used means that virtual model will be used. We will be simulating this environment. Then we will be training that RL algorithm, reinforcement learning algorithm. So let us see the third point. It helps you to create a training system that provide a custom interaction and materials according to the requirement of the students. So what we understood is that it is mainly largely applicable to where human interaction is too much. Human interaction is maximum is there, where there reinforcement learning is applicable. So next class we will be seeing this Markov decision process with the proper with an example. So today's class we have seen mainly on reinforcement learning and the example of reinforcement learning. After seeing the example, these terminologies, what are the terminologies like agent, environment, reward, state, policy, value function, model of the environment, model based method. This Q value we did not see, we will see next class. And how this reinforcement learning works, we have seen with a proper example like cat, training a cat. And after that we have seen the different reinforcement learning algorithms, value based algorithm, where there will be a value function. Our objective is to maximize the value function to get the maximum output. Policy based reinforcement learning algorithm, where defined policies will be there to take a decision. Based on that the agent will be getting the rewards. And the final one is model based. In policy based, there are two types: deterministic, another one is stochastic, that is probabilistic function will be used. In the stochastic, there will be a probabilistic function will be used. In deterministic, particular action rule will be defined. Based on that, will be take the decision. In stochastic, we will be using a probability function. That probability function will be give the output. And model based one, we are simulating the virtual model. We based on the virtual model, we are training the agents. After training the agents to the environment, we are going to real time situation. And there are two types of positive way we can train the reinforcement learning. Another one is negative way we can train the reinforcement learning. And we have seen example of how Q learning is performed, and how the reward happens in using the Q learning. Those explanations with the help of this example we have seen, that is going from inside the room. A robot is trying to go to the garden room number 5, which is nothing but a garden. And we have seen the difference between reinforcement learning and supervised learning with some parametric values. And finally, we have seen what are the applications of reinforcement learning. Okay. So, can you, if you have any doubt, please let me know. Any doubt?
No, sir.
So, okay, that means there is no doubt, and I will be sending the slides. Please follow the slides, and after seeing the slides, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Sure. Sure, sir.
Okay. So can we stop here? The next class we will see that the Markov decision process. Once that is done, this portion will be completed. Okay. So I will be sharing the slides today by evening to Abhijit, and he will be giving to others. Thank you. Can we stop? Okay, bye. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am closing the meeting.